When street or hood come to you and try to come at you a certain way, the only real way that you're going to deal with it is you got to let niggas know there will be consequences if you come at me.
Many people are talking about the situation between Anton Daniels and Corey Holcomb, but one person that's talking about it is MYRON Games.
So MYRON basically calling Corey a straight dude and this, that, and then coming at Anton Daniels. Because Anton Daniels and MYRON probably share similar mindsets.
And he made a video about it called MYRON Dismantled Corey Holcomb for chimping out on Anton Daniels.
Chimping out.
In this video, I'm not going to talk about Corey Holcomb's
I can't stand these niggas, man.
point of view or even Anton Daniels' point of view. I will be responding solely to MYRON's point of view, all intents and purposes. And the reality is that MYRON has a problem with the institutional framework of a person like Corey Holcomb.
Dr. Umar Johnson, like Tariq Nasheed, like Corey Holcomb right now, their entire identity is around victim Olympics, how they're being oppressed, how white people keep them back.
But wait, there's more.
You're not even from here.
Tether, you ain't even one of us, bruh. We was here. We created this civil rights movement so you can even thrive here. Okay.
That's true.
Okay,
it's not so that y'all could thrive here. It was for the own good of black people. Just like I react to that Hispanic video. Shorty was talking about, oh, Mexicans, we marched with them for the Civil Rights Act, and some of y'all probably did, yeah. But the whole thing was not about Hispanics. It wasn't. It wasn't. Ever since the Civil Rights Act, immigration in America has fucking skyrocketed, bro. Like, let's be real, bro. And that's due to the struggles black people had to endure, bro. This is facts.
This civil rights movement so you can even thrive here. Okay. Okay,
What'd he say? What'd he say?
Since you've been here for like 8 generations and you're a foundationally black American, explain to me how a first-generation American can come here, make more money than you, become more successful than you, from immigrant parents. Explain that to me, Aquarius.
See, it's because y'all already have the knowledge to want to do. It's a lot of factors that go into it. And this is very much true though. This is very much true. But see, it's difference between an immigrant that's coming here. They already have a game plan and a strategy. Okay, I know what to do when I get here. You know what I'm saying? Black people in America didn't have no idea what to do, bro. All the knowledge was stripped. Y'all have knowledge from y'all's countries, although y'all countries aren't as developed or whatever, y'all still have that type of knowledge to come over here to start businesses. Y'all know how, just like the Hispanics, they know what to do when they get here. You know what I'm saying? Black people, even average Americans, even white people, that's why I say the white man is now equal to the black man, because average Americans don't know what the fuck to do in America, bro. They don't know how to work together. It's not even just black people, bro. Like, let's be real though.
More successful than you from immigrant parents. Explain that to me, Aquarius.
Like I said, Aquarius.
He accuses Corey, Tariq Nasheed,
okay, MYRON.
People like Dr. Umar Johnson for having a victim blaming narrative. All right. And then he follows it up with, well, if you guys started the country and you were responsible for all of these other immigrants coming in, how do you explain that these immigrants can come into America and start doing better than you? Let me address both of the points.
Address it.
It is definitely true that black people tend to have a victim mindset to a certain degree.
Is that right, O'Shea Duke, brother?
I disagree with it. It is something that is a part, especially of the left-leaning liberal culture. Obviously, there's a lot.
I feel like in today's time, bro, you do have the freedom to make your own decisions, of course. You know what I'm saying? But we're not gonna sit here and act like there hasn't been systemic oppression and things of the sort, bro, to hinder black people's progression, bro. Just not even 100 years ago, look what happened to Black Wall Street. Now where I'm from Tulsa, I'm from Oklahoma, bro. Now we're at a great reset, bro. And now this is all the hood. This is the trenches. Everybody's gang banging and making rap music and this, that, and the third, bro. The cultures that we grow up in America are not the same cultures that they grow up in other countries, bro. We are fed bullshit through media, through music, through all type of shit, bro. You know what I'm saying? And so you can look at the reasons as to why this is the case.
Mindset to a certain degree. I've heard it. I disagree with it. It is something that is a part, especially of the left-leaning liberal culture. Obviously, there's a lot of truth in why blacks feel that way. But I do honestly feel that we do use this as a crutch against development and accountability.
There's definitely some people that do, bro. You know what I'm saying? And you can make your own decisions in this day and time, bro.
To a certain degree.
For sure.
He isn't wrong there. 2, when we talk about immigrants coming into the United States, working hard and doing very well. Yes, number one, they are starting off at the bottom. This is very true. But we cannot deny that certain immigrants are coming to America with something to add. It's just like me coming to Poland or to Uganda. Like by the time I got to Poland, I already had graduated undergrad, I went to UC Berkeley post-bac. I had some level of experience in business. When I came to Uganda, I'd already graduated medicine.
Yeah, they have something to add because they have knowledge that we don't,
even
bro.
Though I'm an immigrant,
their culture is different than ours. Our culture is not, we're not raised on progression, on starting businesses and working together, sticking with our family and this, that, and the third. We're not. That's not how we're raised out here, bro.
Coming into another country, I am coming with certain social advantages. If I know how to organize a business in my home country, if I know how to do certain things, if I come from a good
if
family.
You know how.
So when we look at immigrants doing good in America, we can't say that all immigrants are coming at the same level or the same skill set. Many immigrants may be poor when it comes to the United States.
Exactly,
but their
bro.
parents could have been teachers.
Exactly, bro.
I remember
they have knowledge, bro. That's why I say the white man is now equal, because our schools don't teach shit, bro. We are fucking left stranded and abandoned in America, bro. Honestly, that's why poverty is so high, bro.
Sacramento City College for a semester, and I was taking chemistry during summer school. There was a young lady that had just came from Nigeria, and she was retaking chemistry. She already had a master's degree in chemistry in Nigeria.
She retaking
was just starting over. So when she was taking the classes, she might have been poor, but she obviously had an advantage, so she was getting all A's. So now she's reschooling with advantages that people just don't have.
Mm-hmm.
And this is the case with immigrants. Some immigrants, whether they speak the language or not, they do have certain intellectual advantages that certain Americans may or may not have.
This is true.
And that is why certain immigrants come over and do well.
This is true, bro. I was talking to my parents about this, man. It was like, man, the Mexicans, man, they working a bit together, man. They got family. They even the Chinese people, we was talking about this little Chinese restaurant. They all pull up in one van to the restaurant and go to work, bro. They all live on the same street, bro. We as Americans that's not in our culture. We are not taught that shit, bro.
Problem with MYRON's framework here,
they know to come over here and do that shit, bro,
is that he's acting as if all immigrants do well. We've seen that certain immigrants may do well because of certain levels of fraud. We have now seen this with the Somali community.
That's true.
We have now seen so much crime in other communities. We've seen it with Hispanics. So we do know that while there are certain immigrants that do well, there are many immigrants who do not do well. And to paint the picture that all of these immigrants are coming over and doing better than Black Americans is just solely not true, when we do understand that many immigrants are poor, many immigrants are there illegally, many immigrants don't add very much to the sophistication of the United States. While some do, many may not.
Yeah.
And then he continues on with the assault.
Brad and Becky, when they see me, they don't think tether.
Nigga said Brad and Becky.
They don't think Muslim. You know
tether.
What they think? That's a right? They assume I'm black just like you. They don't know the differentiation. They don't know if I'm from Sudan or Wakanda or a Foundation Black American. These stupid distinctions are only in the black community.
So he's saying that with these people who are racist, that are blacks, that he is also being looked at in the same way. And so that's really not an excuse to be unsuccessful in the country. And this is to challenge directly what Tariq Nasheed is saying, directly what Dr. Umar Johnson is saying, and directly what Corey Holcomb is saying. And largely, that could be true. But here's something that he's not thinking about, and I want to address this. You see, when I'm in Uganda, I'm also dark like them, right? I'm just as black.
You're not looked at like them, though.
Ugandans talk to me about their problems. Well, certainly when I deal with a Ugandan banker or somebody in the private sector, well, they look at me as being African descent. It doesn't really matter what they look at me as. It matters how I see myself. If I do not see myself a part of the Ugandan's problem, then it won't matter. Like, for example, right now in Uganda, they have an election. There are many things about the history of Uganda and the economy that I do not understand. There are many people who have already accepted a level of defeat about the country's future, but I don't hold that mentality, so it doesn't affect me. This is largely true with Black immigrants. When they come to the United States, they don't share maybe a certain level of distrust or mistrust for the government. They may not share a certain level of anxiety towards white people or white America. And many Blacks do. I do to a certain degree. I have certain levels of mistrust when it comes to being pulled over by the police, working with whites. That's why I live in Africa, right? But an African may not care about that, and he doesn't care. Africans are largely not.
You see, you can have that type of mindset. Oh, I don't care, or I'm not even thinking about that. But that white officer that just pulled that African man over is thinking like that, though.
Concern with racism or white supremacy are being tied to that historical framework because it never happened to them. It doesn't matter to them how they're being seen. It matters that they perform. So they focus on performing. The same thing as any of us that comes to any part of the world. We have so many successful Black Americans in Ghana. There are many Ghanaians who are suffering in Ghana, who are fed up with the government. And Black Americans come over to Ghana many times and do very well. Same thing in Kenya, same thing with me in Uganda. We don't share any level of chagrin that the Ghanaians talk about. We can't relate to it because we don't share their problems.
Yeah, I understand
so we come
that.
into the country and then we do very well. And it's all because of the institutional framework that we're using. That goes for anybody that goes anywhere in the world.
I understand that.
They have not been oppressed. Okay, so while he's making that point, he forgot to adjust for that.
And here's the thing. This isn't a skin color thing. This is a mindset thing. That's the problem. You guys have a victim complex. It's victim Olympics. It's always white man holding me down this, white man holding me down that. Shut the up, bro. Shut the up. Racism is no longer a valid excuse to be a failure.
So this point, I largely agree. Racism is not an excuse for failure. But then here is where he gets off board.
This exchange in itself is a W for Anton Daniels. This proves us right. They don't know how to behave, bro. They don't know how to behave. And have a conversation. Got to come in and try to.
I do feel as if Corey Holcomb did too much, bro.
Escalate, try to do these intimidation tactics and shit. And unfortunately, I'm glad that Anton did this because Anton comes from Detroit. He knows what time it is.
Now, he's going to respond to this whole situation with Corey Holcomb and how Corey was responding to Anton. By now, we've all seen it. And what he's saying is Black people don't know how to behave. He actually uses the N-word. And Black people are emotional. Now, I want to use MYRON as an example because those don't know how to behave. Black people don't know how to act. And it's interesting that MYRON himself would use this behavior because, he got kicked out of AmFest. He's gotten banned from certain social media sites. he lost his monetization on YouTube. Right. He's been kicked off of TikTok.
But racism isn't holding you back, though.
He's right. Negroes just don't know how to behave. And this is important because when I listen to MYRON talk about the Corey Holcomb situation.
Racism so held you back. It may not have been racism. It may have just been how you act, though. But how you act is always talking towards Black people, though. So, they not even fucking with it.
When I listen to Anton talk about
like, get this goofy out of here.
They talk about these situations as if they are not a part of the problem. It would be different if it was Thomas Sowell reviewing Anton Daniels versus Corey Holcomb, a person that we never see get out of frame. He's always a professional. He doesn't engage in a back and forth bickering or arguing and yelling and crashing out on people. We know both Anton Daniels and MYRON to both engage in this behavior. And even I engage in this behavior, but I don't try to run from it as if I don't do it. I do it, but you're trying to act as if they do it. And see, that's how the N-words are. And you don't represent that particular framework when you do. Both of you guys do. And so these Blacks are emotional and don't know how to behave. when you don't know how to behave, and that becomes partly my issue. If you are going to talk about Tariq Nasheed, Dr. Umar crashing out, Corey,
Right.
O'Shea,
You got kicked out because you don't know how to behave, bro.
whoever you want to say that does not know how to behave or how to act.
And like you
debate.
said, they look at you like you black as well, huh? So come on, no.
We can clearly go back and see both of you behaving in the same way that you're being critical of. Now, again, when you're on the right, I mean, because the conservative community, and I'm a Republican, the blacks in the right are supposed to never behave like the hood boogers, as you guys call them, on the left. This crashing out, this emotionalism, this not being able to articulate themselves in the arguments, always looking for amnesty, from accountability in conversations, that is what the left is supposed to do. So somebody like MYRON or somebody like Anton Daniels, if you really want to say black Democrats are the problem, which in many cases they are, the way you actualize that is by your behavior. It means that you never engage in debauchery with people who are engaging in debauchery. You're supposed to bring them to the light, because remember, you left the Democratic plantation and now you're on the Republican right. If you're MYRON, you associate yourself with some people on the alt-right, extreme alt-right, groypers, not even just middle right, just alt-right. And so your behavior should be different. But here's the biggest problem with MYRON.
Exactly. See, lets them know. I hate to say it. I feel like Steve Irwin. Quirk you, mate. The bat goes over. It starts trouble. But the other know that he's not afraid. You guys know I like Anton. I'm just around. But this is what it's got to be, though, bro. This is what it's got to be.
So basically, he does something interesting. He takes a cheap shot at Anton Daniels. He calls Anton Daniels and Corey Holcomb a baboon and a girl, which is interesting because this is supposed to be your boy. You're acting like you're just playing. No, you're not playing. This is exactly how you feel. And see, this is why somebody like MYRON cannot be trusted, because Anton Daniels, to his defense, flew to Miami. I think Anton is always in Miami. He has never said anything bad about you on his platform. He has never called you anything like a monk. He's never called you any kind of a bad name. But then you go out and you make this, assessment, or you make this parallel to a bad to Anton and Corey Holcomb, and then you try to redress it as if you're joking. You're not joking. That's how you feel about Anton Daniels. It's exactly how you feel about Corey Holcomb. And yet I'm pretty sure that Anton Daniels considers Myron Gaines a friend. But you would never hear Myron Gaines talk about a white person like that.
Nope, none of these people are friends, bro. Oh, no.
Considers Myron Gaines a friend. But you would never hear Myron Gaines talk about a white person like that. He wouldn't refer to Nick Fuentes like that. And I would believe that Anton Daniels is miles and miles more successful.
I wonder how MYRON feels about Nick Fuentes in his Epstein take.
Than Nick Fuentes. Anton Daniels works harder than all of those guys on the right combined. All right. He is a hard-working guy. You may not like his point of views or his position, but he works hard to do what he does. And MYRON doesn't know anybody white that's a content creator that will put in a level of work and the level of tenacity that Anton Daniels has done in this business. Yet and still, after this man has come onto your show, you refer to him as a bad and then you try to dress it up as if you're not playing. No, if there's ever a fallout between MYRON and Anton Daniels, he will go back to using this framework. And he does not appreciate anybody black that comes try to help him out. And again, you can't make friends with people based on the fact that, oh, well, you want to hold black people accountable, and so do I. So let's get together and let's be friends. Because what happens is once that relationship falls out, then you guys both hate black people. Then whoever is the black is going to get the most hate. And this is exactly what Myron Gaines has done. We have seen it. We've heard it. It's right there for the world to see. So guys, what do you think? It's your boy, O'Shea Jackson, back at it again with another episode of this.
Yeah, man. Y'all let me know what y'all think, man. We on the road to 100K. Okay, if you ain't hit that like button, subscribe button, and turned on all notifications, slap the dog shit about yourself, because that's the first thing you should have did when you clicked on this video. I'll get at you on the next one, and I'm gone. TYP the name.